I feel like as women, we have such a strong gut feeling on things. We have huge intuition, and a lot of times we can get into our heads and not listening to that and not allowing ourselves to listen to that because we're comparing or we're looking at someone's chapter 30 when we're in chapter 1 and really just kind of making ourselves go there to this comparison trap. And I really just feel like there's power in mapping out what you want and what feels good for you in the life that you want for you and your family.
Welcome to Working Women Mentor, a podcast that empowers everyday women like you, like me, to share and learn from life's mentor moments. I am your host, Rani Alfers, and in each episode, you will meet inspiring women that understand the power of recognizing mentor moments and how those moments can change it all. These fabulous women are here and ready to share it all with you. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, today on our Working Women Mentor podcast, we are going to get to chat with Allison Carter. She is the CEO and founder of Allison Carter Celebrates. She helps make busy moms' lives easier and way more fun. And really, not just moms, like anyone's life more fun when you hear our conversation today. She is sharing some wonderful advice on how to really connect better with those friends around us. We're all working so hard right now and post-COVID, getting together and why these memories are important. Also, her mentor moments and what has really helped her curate her life. And I think there's a lot we're going to hear from this and a lot that's going to resonate with you when you listen to what Allison has to say. So let's jump in because let me tell you something. Allison is not just chatting with us here today. She's regularly featured in Oprah, Forbes, Better Homes and Gardens, Martha Stewart. They all want to hear what she has to say. And we have her here today sharing those mentor moments and what she's working on. Let's dive in. Allison Carter, thank you so much for joining us on Working Women Mentor podcast. How are you today?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me. Thrilled to be here.
Well, you are busy with your own podcast, your business, being on everyone else's. So we're super excited to chat with you today. And as you know, our number one question for everyone that joins us is, what is your favorite mentor moment that you want to share with other women?
I really just strongly believe in building the business and the life that works for you. I've done many things kind of like not how I was quote unquote supposed to, or done things out of order per se, or, of like standard process for building a business or whatever. I guess I just am someone who really leads with my gut. And I feel like as women, we have such a strong gut feeling on things. We have huge intuition. And a lot of times we can get into our heads and not listening to that and not allowing ourselves to listen to that because we're comparing or we're looking at someone's chapter 30 when we're in chapter 1 and really just kind of making ourselves go there to this comparison trap. And I really just feel like there's power in mapping out what you want and what feels good for you in the life that you want for you and your family. And that's just what I always continue to push back on my audience, and especially in the coaching side of my business that I do with other small business owners, many mom-run businesses, is just looking at their business as a whole and being like, is this aligned to like what actually you want to do? And I'm actually not like a woo-woo person like this sounds. I'm very much an action taker and like hate that crap, but
I love the pushback. And yes, you're pushing back.
Totally.
Yeah. And I feel like we all need that. I mean, I'm sure there's been a time in your life, your career path, or just personally that you have not clearly followed your instinct or your alignment. And did that work out really well for you?
Following my gut is usually the things that I have done that have been mistakes or losses, both personally, financially, are things that I knew I was not going to be the right step for me. This actually just happened, and I was kicking myself. I had a sponsored booth, so I have a subscription box, a monthly subscription box as part of my business, and I was at a conference where I had a sponsored booth at that conference. And leading up to it, I was just thinking, like, I wonder if this actually is like the best move for me. It was expensive and it was a big investment and it was a lot of time and work. And in my personal life, I have a lot just going on. We're having a big remodel move. Like, it's a nightmare. And so I was like, I just don't know if this is right. And so, but I got on the plane, I went, and literally within 5 minutes of the conference starting, I was like, I want to get out of here. This is not for me.
Ah,
This is not my people. This is not my audience. This was not the right move. And then I was stuck there for 3 days doing this conference where I just wanted to be home. I just wanted to leave. I felt very trapped. And my gut was telling me that that was not the right thing, but I did it anyways because the potential could have been really great for growing my business and my sales. And I had sales and everything like that, but nowhere near the bar that I had set for myself. So it was just exactly that. And then I always get mad at myself for not trusting that, and not really going with my gut. And what would have been best next steps was working with my existing audience, using my existing subscribers as referrals, Facebook ads, like the things that have worked tried and true for me in the past, and leaning way more into them, my affiliate program, all things like that. And it's like, oh well, chalk it up to making a choice, and it didn't work, and I learned from it.
yeah. Well, and you're so right about, like, first we do want to try new things, new avenues. Like, I totally get, trying to get out of your normal box, but then when you realized, did you, like, I've had that feeling of feeling like I'm in a cage or something. Like, you could not leave that
Yes.
show, right? I mean, you were stuck for those 3
Yes.
days. There's no way out of
Yep.
there.
Yep.
That's
Yes.
claustrophobic.
It was a very cage trap
Oh.
feeling. Yes, exactly. I mean, girl, I talk in therapy with my therapist about this trap feeling all the time. So you got my button. You nailed me right on the head. That is my biggest thing, is feeling trapped. Just as a person, business owner in general also. It's really interesting that you did say that, because I feel like I'm an entrepreneur because I get to not live in a box, and I get to create my own ways that I want to live. I get to take the day off if I want. I get to create a product from nothing if I want. I get to, start a coaching program if I want. Like, there's so many things that I get to do because I have chosen a life that doesn't put me in a box. I get to create my own surroundings for me. So when I do get shoved in situations that feel very trapped, it's very hard for me.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I think we have a lot of similarity there. Sometimes, of course, mentorship is about that connection and quality time. And you mentioned your subscription box, and I know your audience that you're very connected with already. So tell us a little bit more about your business that you have.
So I run a company called Allison Carter Celebrates, and it is a celebration party memory making empire. We'll go ahead and throw that word out there.
Do it. Big empire. Yeah.
So I started my business helping moms plan parties, and I did it a little bit differently. I pushed back on that box, and I created a digital aspect of party planning. So I went in and I planned the whole theme, and I put it in a digital document that was all interactive, that I essentially just emailed to the mom when I was done with it. And then she had everything she needed in one place for that party. She had a weekly checklist and like all of her jobs in one spot. So she didn't have to open Pinterest. She didn't have to go wander the store buying a bunch of stuff she didn't need. Like, everything in one spot. So that transitioned pretty quickly into a podcast, because people were asking me, like, what do you do for like Valentine's Day? What do you do for back to school? Like, how can you help me with this, this, and this outside of just parties? Then the podcast happens, called Memories and Moments. The podcast was great. I got to share so many fun ideas. And then that morphed very quickly into being like, I love your ideas. I wish that they were just done for me, which transitioned very seamlessly into my subscription box, which is called Memories and Moments Unwrapped. And it sends all of those fun holiday ideas, craft activities, memory makers, cute little tabletop paper plates and napkins in the theme of the holiday or special occasion of that month, sends it right to your door. So it's all planned, prepped, and done for you. Allison Carter Celebrates is 100% all about making a busy mom's life easier and a hell of a lot more fun. That has always been my goal. And the subscription box is just the perfect outsource for that mom that is looking to do all those fun things with their kids, but they just don't have the time to think of it. They don't have the capacity to add something like to their plate for prepping some project that they don't even know their kid's going to like, or going to the store and getting 500 pipe cleaners when you only need four, and like all those little things that are so annoying about doing holiday fun things with our kids. Like the things that our kids love but we actually hate doing are just done for you and sent. And so that's really fun. That's one of the biggest revenue drivers of my business. That is every single month it restarts over again. But it allows me to do a lot of really great things. Like I employ stay-at-home moms in my community that prep and pack all the boxes for me. So I call them like my mom army. And then I've also added small business coaching to my business. I have been very fortunate in to have many opportunities in media. I'm a regular contributor for Martha Stewart, and have worked with Better Homes and Gardens and Forbes and lots of different media outlets in building my business. And so I teach other small businesses to really capitalize on their PR and their marketing and figuring out where they can diversify their revenue and all different fun things. So that's another little like love affair of mine. I kind of call my coaching side my mistress because it's like my fun thing that I get to do on the side that I love. That's almost like secret club style. I don't talk about it a ton. You won't see it when you go to my website, all that little thing, but it's sort of like secret club behind the doors style. That I get to do. So I get to kind of like fulfill that passion and that I have too for business and mentoring women to build the most successful businesses they can for themselves, while also being the face of this really fun celebration company that helps moms all over the world.
I think that, there's so much there to unpack. I love like your superpower that you're like, yes, I'm really good at PR and also expanding my brand and doing those things. And so that you want to help. I like that you get to still live in that space with other people and also create new spaces and memories for them. So, Allison, with so many women right now, even like getting back out there for events, getting back out there for parties, I think families are a little bit more open to the idea of coming over for our own kids' parties. Are there any tips that you can give us on like how to execute a fantastic ladies' night, for instance?
Girls' night. Cocktail night,
girls night.
Literally you could do anything. Like you give a mom a glass of wine and she's like, I'm in, like I am sold. And so when all you have to do is invite her over, and you are going to have a good night. If you want to elevate it a little bit, one of my absolute favorite things, it is a tradition with my friend group. Every single summer, I have a favorite things party. And this could be as big or as small as you want it to be, but it just adds another little fun layer to your party, and everybody walks away with presents, and like everybody likes that. And moms, we don't buy things for ourselves all the time. And so it's really fun to go to a party with all your best girlfriends or all your neighbors or anything like that, the fun women in your life. Get together, hang out, fill up your girl tanks. Like when women hang out with women, we have a lot of oxytocin release, just scientifically. And that's why we always feel so filled up after we hang out with women. Hanging out with women is one of the best things we can do for our mental health. So I always encourage as many times as possible during the month or whatever, go on a walk with another mom or a woman, like go grab a bite to eat, do whatever, like, but be in community with the women in your life. Favorite things. Everybody comes to the party with 3 of their favorite things. You can do $10 limit. You can do $50 limit. You can go big and go $100 limit. You do you. So you decide, but you're going to choose one of your absolute favorite things that you use all the time, or that is a luxury in your life or something fun. And you buy 3 of the same item. Everybody comes to the party. We put all the items on the table. So the whole time throughout the night, you're kind of like looking, eyeing the things that you want to go for. And it is like a gift exchange on steroids. So you can do like challenges to decide there's 3 rounds of gift picking. you can go in and be like, pick a number. And then that, the first numbers, that's the order that people get to choose the gifts or whatever. And then you go through these kind of little fun games throughout the night on picking your gifts. And people are like fighting over the gift or like, I'm going to choose the last one of this, whatever. And it just is so fun. And then you leave with 3 like really fun gifts that you would never buy yourself. But you also like hung out with all your friends. You had a fun drink. You ate some fun food. Everybody brings something, contributes, and then you leave with this like fun memory. And then you get to like put the things like around your house or use the things for, a fun night of self-care for yourself or whatever it is that you walk away with. But that party is the party that your friends will continue to talk about all the time. My first one is still like, remember the first favorite things? It was like the best night I've ever been to. And it's just as fun. And whenever you can kind of do something that is just like gets people talking and having fun, you could do like a super simple wine tasting, like go to the grocery store and get 5 bottles of wine and do like a fun tasting of like 4 different types of reds, or do a rosé tasting to be like, okay, we're going to find the rosé of the summer tonight. And this is going to be our rosé that we have all summer long because we're going to find the best one we can under $20 or whatever. And then do a taste test and rate them. And like so many things, like invite your girlfriend over and watch freaking Dancing with the Stars. Like just enjoy your time with your friends, because we have lost that. And there is a reason why mental health is under such a crisis right now, is because we're not with people. We're not living our life with the people that we should be living our life with. And so just getting back to that routine in general is going to be hugely beneficial, whether you have a party with an invitation and like a theme or not.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. I was just chatting with a girlfriend the other day and she's like, do you remember when people used to get together and watch shows that would come out once a week on the network?
Yeah.
That we had to wait until the following week to watch.
Totally.
And she's like, gosh, it was so fun getting together with your girlfriends and doing that. And I miss that.
Yes.
Now I'm sitting like in a dark hole in my house alone.
Yes.
Binge watching all at once. And you're right. It does contribute to the mental health.
Yes. We have in our neighborhood, we are like all counting down the days to Yellowstone like comes back out. And so we're like going to have like a fun, like after kids go to bed Yellowstone party. And it's like, yes, because why wouldn't we? We're all sitting in our houses watching the same thing. So like, why not like have some like a fun whiskey cocktail and like watch Yellowstone together? Like we all live around each other. The moms in my neighborhood and I do like Wednesday tennis night. So we play tennis at our neighborhood park, and then go sit on someone's deck and have a glass of wine afterwards. And it's just as like the highlight of the week, because you're just getting that recharge. Yeah, you're connecting, you're recharging, you're getting out of bedtime. Like it's just nice. It's just as nice to be with people and chatting and celebrating being able to do that.
Well, I'm curious, I don't want to say burden, but does the experience fall on you mostly with your friend group?
Yes and no. I actually don't love being like the manager. So like don't come to me to like figure out where we're going to go to dinner or like what thing we're going to do just like to hang out. Like, but I will for sure do favorite things in the summer, or I love being the house that like we live in a lake community, so we have a beach just down the street. And so like, I love doing the like, okay, everybody come back and, like bring whatever you have in your fridge and we'll have dinner on the deck or whatever. Like that to me is really great, but that sure as heck is not me like doing a place setting and doing up the table like director. Every single day. Like that's like, I like being the house that people feel like is also their house. So kids running in and out, having the massive snack cabinet, like I love that. Like I love being the house that people hang at. And so, yes, some of it falls on me to host, but I don't care, because I'm setting a precedence that like, where the wine glass is, like go open a bottle of wine and serve yourself, and I'll be like downstairs in a minute, or like, I'm going to be, making tacos on the grill. And so like you get the margaritas going or whatever. And that I feel like is a different level of me running around doing everything while I'm entertaining. I don't really do that all that much because I don't really believe in that philosophy. I feel like I'm inviting people
I
over,
think
they're
people
my
like it.
family, and like they get a job. Like you're here
Yes.
to, you can contribute and you can wash the lettuce, or you can do whatever. It's why bringing flowers to a hostess is like one of the worst things that you can do, because you're asking them to immediately stop what they're doing when they're already
Scramble
doing
and
a
find
bunch
a
of things.
vase.
Yes, scramble and find a vase. Now they feel like they have to put that as the centerpiece. Like it just isn't giving them extra work. Showing up early to a party is also like, you're dead to me. Do not come to my house 10 minutes earlier than I told you on party day. Like, come 10 minutes late. You're doing me a favor. Thank you very much. So, just another little thing
That's
another
hilarious.
little party tip
But
to stick in your hat.
yeah, come 10 minutes late and don't bring me flowers. I think that that people in general enjoy that job. I mean, nothing makes me feel more comfortable in someone's home if I'm not quite, I mean, may not know them really well, but if you give me a little job to do or something to help you and be a part of it, it relaxes me. Like it's a little nerve-wracking if I've been at like family or something where they're like, oh, no, you sit down.
I know.
I'll do everything. And they're just like stressful in the kitchen or something. That's uncomfortable to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's also why I always encourage people as a guest to push back on the host in just saying, "Oh, bring whatever." It's a huge disservice to the guest and the host to just like say like, "Oh, bring your favorite whatever." Like as the host, you are setting the menu or you're setting the tone for the party. So you do the main dish and then outsource the rest of the things. So if you want dinner rolls, you tell that person dinner rolls. If you want like a salad with a vinaigrette, you say bring a salad with a vinaigrette. Like that, then the guest isn't like, well, I don't know what we're having. Like, I don't know what to bring. I don't know what side dish is going to go to this. And then the host, you're not being like, well, I have no idea what my guests are going to bring. So I don't know what the menu as a whole is even going to look like. Like, then the guest is nervous. They're not sure if they're bringing the right thing. Then the host is like, oh, I really hope they're bringing this thing. And then you're always going to get disappointed because you're going to be looking for a vinaigrette salad and they're going to bring like a macaroni salad. And you're like, well, that doesn't have anything to do with the whatever I'm just making. So being specific and asking for the help that you actually want and need just helps everybody.
That's so true. They want to help. They want to bring something. Yeah. I mean, who's going to show up empty handed? Just tell me exactly what I can do.
Yeah.
Like, coach us as guests. And I think, but women, I feel like sometimes we do have that control thing going on where it's like, oh, no. You just come and enjoy.
Yes.
And I've got it. I mean, that's our tendency sometimes, and maybe not in more casual settings, but something a little bit more formal, like a dinner, So I think we have to get over that, over ourselves.
Yeah. You have a right to enjoy the party that you're hosting. You also
and
are
just
part
given
of
us
it.
permission.
Yes. You also are part of the evening. You're not, like you just said before, the cruise director. Like, you're not getting paid. Like, this is not your job. You're not the caterer company. Like, you are the host of an evening that you are wanting to enjoy also. So you should not be locked to the kitchen all night long. You should not be bartender all night long. Like, there's no reason why you need to do that. Have a cocktail out that has a base in a beverage server or a jug, and then people can make their own. Have wine already open so people can pour their own. Like, you do not need to be doing all of these things for all of these people. Like, they're your family and friends. Like, they're not just strangers off the street that you're trying to impress. Like, they're your people. So like, treat them like your people and treat them how you would want in their house. You would go over and you would start cutting the bread. You would offer to wash the lettuce. Like, you would like, oh, can I set the table for you? Like, that's how you would be as a guest. So do the same thing as the host.
Well, okay, you've heard it right here. And we have permission, throw the party. And anyone that knows me knows that I think I'm doing this favorite things thing. I mean, this sounds like so much fun.
Oh my gosh, it's the best.
With this idea.
It's the best. I have a couple blog posts on my website about it. And I have party plans for a couple different themes for favorite things too, but it's the best.
Okay. Awesome. I'll check those out. Okay. So memories are so important to you. You've built a community around it. You've built a business around it. You live for them. Are there any that you have from childhood that have really honed this this path for you and have had an impact on you?
Yeah, my mom is like the total OG when it comes to this. And so my mom actually wrote a book called Memories and Moments when my sister and I were little. And then that it was very much the podcast, but like the early 90s version of it. And so it was a book filled with little ideas to make these special occasions and holidays more special. And I call them turning up the volume. So looking at things that you're already doing and just turning up the volume a little bit to make them a little bit more special. Like you're making pancakes. So like turn up the volume a little bit and stick your bacon on the pancake and a strawberry and make that into Rudolph. Like easy. Like you're already making dinner, so you can do something a little bit more fun with it. But my mom, so that book is really the basis for so much that I do. Continually every single day with my kids. But my mom was always like really big on the parties. And so it was that's all I knew. So she like transformed our house into the set of Prices Right one year. We did this like
Wow.
massive like mall scavenger hunt that she had planned for like months, working with these different businesses to like give us like free stuff, like in these little like gift bags when we went through the mall. Like she really set a bar. To what parties can be, but she loved doing it. And so I think that is a big differentiator when a lot of women are looking at these different accounts and these different like mom bloggers that you're following on Instagram that have these like beautifully lit, clean spaces with the Christmas celebration like things on the counter, the boo baskets and like the things, all these things. And you're like, okay, what is important to me? What is important to my kid? I can't do everything. I can do something. So like I love planning a party because I love all the people together. That's my favorite thing. My gift language or my love language is gifts. And so I'm gifting these people with an experience. That's how I show love. That is not the case for so many women. Like planning a party is not something that they love to do. But for my mom and I, it is something that we love to do. We planned my sister's COVID wedding. We just got finished planning her baby shower. Like that's something that we love, love, love to do. So I get a lot of that from my mom. But I also
She
understand
must
that
be so proud of you.
I know she's the best. So I mean, it's super fun because she's a great grandma and she's like an awesome mom and she's one of my best friends and she's such a role model in so much of this. So I learned so much of what I do by her, but I also loved to I learned to step into things that you love and to continue doing the things that light you up. And if it doesn't light you up, then don't do them so much. Like have the easy party. Like go, focus on one cute little table with a tablecloth that's not plastic and some cute paper plates can completely jazz up any sort of party. And do the things that, and then focus on the actual experience. Focus on engaging with your kid, focusing on having fun with your kid. If parties are not for you, rock on, go do the experiential thing, go take your kid on a date somewhere, like and instead of having the party, like there's no rules. Like we're the mom, we are the boss of the family, like our rules, like we get to do what we want. Nobody says you have to like plan a party for your kid because that's what you're supposed to do. Like you get to decide what you want to do.
I think we've come full circle because no rules is essentially how you're living. Right?
Always.
You're building your business as an entrepreneur and you're like, hey, everyone, listen to me. There are no rules when it comes to how you experience your time. Okay, so gifts and time are my two favorite love languages. So I get that, wanting that experience. And, as we were talking, I was just even thinking like, you're right about COVID. You're right about just how things have transitioned with time and the way you experience them with people. With my team for Christmas last year, we usually do a lovely thing out of the office somewhere nice. And this past year, we did an in-office, we did a building scavenger hunt.
Fun.
And we did prizes and we did reindeer games. And it was the silliest thing ever. And they are like, that is the best party we've ever had. Yep. It was just, I don't know how I'm going to top it this year. In fact, see, here you go. Now I'm already thinking like, how am I going to top that?
Favorite things.
I really need to think about, favorite things might be a great idea. Well, okay, Allison, how can everyone find you? Because I think they'll be looking for you after this conversation.
Yep, come say hi, shoot me a DM, be like, I don't like rules or boxes either. That's so funny. You like literally completely nailed me. Like, welcome to my 7 life. Like, give me a rule and I'm out. I am Allison Carter Celebrates everywhere. Instagram is where I hang out the most. You can go watch me make a fool of myself on reels and be dumb at all times and poke into my life and see my remodeled nightmare of a life. And meet my kids, meet my family, and hang out. I love how Instagram lets you kind of be part of the family and feel like you're friends with everybody. So that's where you can find me most. My website, AllisonCarterCelebrates.com. And then if you're interested in boxes and getting a little holiday help, it's just Memories and Moments Unwrapped. But all of that's on my website, my Instagram, all that jazz.
Allison, you are the best. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Super fun.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. I hope you'll walk away feeling inspired and are thinking of how a mentor moment can help you or someone you know. In case you haven't hit the follow button to subscribe to this show, please do so. And if you love the episode, I'd really appreciate a review. You see, this review helps Apple or Spotify or whatever platform you're listening to us on know that other women just like you want to learn about the show. And it'll help us spread the word. Let's connect on Instagram at Working Women Mentor or at Rani Alfers. You can find all episodes online at ranialfers.com/podcast and the ability to send an audiogram of your favorite mentor moments. And we respond to everyone. I truly can't wait to hear from you. Check back weekly for new episodes and cheers until the next episode.